Today's very short video about news over the rejuvenation science, and it relates to age reduction breakthrough. So I am subscribed to this blog of Josh Mitteldorf, and he recently published an article about some news. Yeah, please check this link to his blog. I will put it in the description, and we will go through very shortly with this article. So let's go. Okay, then wait. Okay, here we are. So we get a little bit larger. So we have this blog, and it was published May 11th, so already a few days ago. And what we have this article, Age Reduction Breakthrough. So what he's reporting about news that some Harold Kutcher is recently recently made a very good achievement in the rejuvenation. So Harold Kutcher is some person. He's not so famous as David Sinclair, for example. He has not much money, and he has no research grants or university lab or or venture capital funding. So it's kind of hard for him to work, but yet on some friendly connection he got support from India, from let me look, with Ashley Sanghavi. This is a guy. Okay, this is a guy, Sanghavi, in Mumbai laboratory. They made experiment to rejuvenate old laboratory rats. And then first they used a fraction extracted from blood of the younger rats. So it is actually kind of a repetition of some businesses, in America. Some businesses do injection of plasma from young people to older people, and then the older people report about some rejuvenation, of course. So this was quite similar experiment in some sense. But then they decided that okay, they will make also injections with not all the plasma, but some chemicals, some components which they believe are important. So, and then what is done, that they worked with Steve Howard at the University of California, and other scientists as well. And then the Steve Howard, he checked the methylation clock. So we know that the rate of methylation can give us idea about the biological age of animals or humans. And then the Steve Howard, he developed such adaptation of this method to measure biological age of laboratory rats. And with this help, the Steve Howard proved that with these substances there was real rejuvenation. So we see here that in these pictures, so that control the rats which were not rejuvenated without injections. And then we see that injection considerably reduced methylation rate in some organs, okay, in some tissues of it. So you see that in comparison with with young rats, we have reduced methylation rate quite considerably, even better than young rats, but not in all tissues. Some tissues were, comparison with younger rats, were were improved in comparison with control group, but not as much as young. So this two last pictures show that, okay, then not all tissues were rejuvenated the same. So the idea behind of this experiment that we have kind of a clock, central clock, which is sending some signaling molecules, and these signaling molecules synchronize the clocks inside the cells. So the tissues are aging according to these signal molecules. And if we put signal molecules from plasma of younger people or younger animals, we can rejuvenate, we can reset the methylation clock. And then the idea also that methylation clock, it is not only the indication of the age, biological age, but it is the driving force behind the aging. So aging, it is not only depends on damage of DNA or reading of the DNA and recovering of the DNA with sirtuins, but also it depends on some central clock which synchronizes all our body. So that actually the idea that aging is a process which can be controlled somehow with the signaling molecules. And if we supply the signaling molecules which from younger age, then we can reset the clock and we can get rejuvenation. And what is interesting, you remember that probably from my previous videos that there was a publication in September of last year that about clinical studies, clinical trials, that a group of aged male were males were injected with growth hormone, human growth hormone, together with DHEA and together with metformin supplements. And then in time of 1 year, every day injections, every day taking metformin and taking DHEA, and there was quite substantial age reduction measured again by methylation clock, the methylation rate. So here we see that what is interesting, that it was only 4 injections. So it was not 1 year experiment, it was just relatively limited in time experiment. 4 injections made mice much younger, at least in biological age. Maybe so. It is not yet all details available. But what is also measured, that glutathione is our antioxidant substance in which is secreted in our cells. This level of glutathione was increased to higher levels of young rats. Also, the so-called superoxide dismutase. This is enzyme which regulates again this oxidation, and then superoxide dismutase. This is enzyme which reduce concentration of oxidants like free radicals and oxygen and hydrogen peroxide. So, and other antioxidants were restored to higher useful levels. So it is, you see, it is very important. So the oxidation probably is important in our cells, and if we somehow will reduce this, actually increase the antioxidants level, then it will recover to useful levels. I was making already video about metformin. Metformin seems to be very important, very strong antioxidant, and probably again probably metformin is some interesting substance which we can use to rejuvenate our body, for example skin, to make some patches. I will work on it, so it's not yet a complete idea, so not just idea, what some hint that we probably can look in here. So Also, the cognitive function was improved, not to the level of young rats, but quite improved in comparison with control. Blood triglycerides, so the content of fat in blood was down to the level in young rats, and cholesterol, high density cholesterol, also improved to young rats level, and blood glucose fell, strangely enough, to levels of young rats. So this seems to be quite interesting, because there was no metformin, there was no anti-diabetic treatment, but only injection of the signaling molecules, and then the results are quite impressive. 4 injections only. So it is very, very promising, very interesting results. The people expect that in earlier next year we will get more interesting results, and maybe this technology will be patented, will be protected by a patent, and then we will have this technology working. I mean, at least we can that can be used. It can be used in trials, in clinical trials with humans or other animals. So, okay, then, okay, it is yet a question, should we limit only injection, or maybe we have to clean our blood or whatever, maybe to expose our blood to ultraviolet, or I don't know actually. So it is quite a lot of questions yet. But what is again interesting, that there is a central aging clock. They say maybe in her hypothalamus, maybe somewhere else. It is, but it keeps its own time and transmits signals through the body that coordinate methylation state of other tissues. So some organ gives signaling molecules that to aging to all our body, and if we replace these signaling molecules to younger states, then we will be rejuvenated quite easily. So it is a remarkable result. Well, and then information about the epigenetic age is dispersed through the body, and body clocks is give a feedback loop. So it is updating methylation age locally in response to signals received from central clock. So again, and there is some connection also that senescent cells are sending some substances. What is interesting in this experiment, senescent cells were almost completely removed from body of old mice. So again, we don't know about all information, but I invite you. I'm subscribed to this blog. I am getting any information letters, any email about new publications. So okay, so you can do this. Go to this Josh Mitteldorf blog. This blog about aging. A lot of interesting people are participating in the blog. So I invite you to read it and to get subscribed to news, and it is very, very useful. I like it very much. So this is all the news, that some interesting information which is much different from what we knew from David Sinclair, what we knew from these experiments with growth hormone, metformin, and the DHEA. Something else can be used, and this is quite revolutionary change in our understanding of aging. But probably we are not so far from some final solution. Maybe a few years later it will be available like already a technology. Okay, take care. Thank you for your attention, and please subscribe to my channel and follow my news. And so I am very interested in your ideas, also sharing information. And well, let's see how far we will go very soon. Have a good day.